Hey folks, it's December and it's time to join Comedy Central for 31 more days of being home for the holidays, hosted by Roy Wood Jr. Comedy Central's playing all of your favorite movies, including Step Brothers, Wedding Crashers, We're the Millers, 50 First Dates, and more. Plus, don't miss marathons of South Park, The Office, and Schitt's Creek, okay? So pour yourself a frothy cup of nog and get cozy, because who are we kidding? You're not leaving the house, let alone the couch. It's 31 more days of being home for the holidays, all month long on Comedy Central. Also, are you one of those people who thinks it's okay to drive stoned? What's the worst that could happen? You could end up driving below the speed limit. It's no big deal, right? Wrong. The truth is your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. Talk about a buzzkill. Stop kidding yourself. It's not okay to drive high. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Dig? All right, let's do the show.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucking ears? What's happening? I'm Marc Maron. This is my podcast. Welcome to it. How's it going? Everybody okay? Are you okay? Are you? Maybe you're not okay. You're probably not. Fuck, I'm sorry. I'm not great. I'm nervous and scared and lonely and crazy and aggravated and full of sorrow a lot of the time. But I have my moments. How about you? How's everything with the kid? The kid okay? Is the other kid all right? How's that third kid doing? Are they going crazy? Are they ready to get out of the house? How about you? Are you all right? Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anybody. How's the cooking coming along? Is that going pretty well? Did you get that thing fixed? I think you should go to the doctor. I know it's scary, but you should go if you got to go. It's pretty safe at a doctor's office, I believe. Yeah, I mean, look, man, if you're not happy and it seems irreconcilable, you got to do what you got to do. It's a bad time to do it, really, but if you got to do it, you got to do it. This is the time you know these kind of things. I'm so happy you renewed your vows. Where'd you do it? At home? Online? Who did it? Who led the ceremony? Does that cover it? How are you guys? Everybody all right? Guys, gals, those who identify differently. Today on the show, I talked to Andrew Bird. He's a musician, a singer, a songwriter. He's kind of a musical renaissance man, a savant of sorts. He has 16 solo albums out, plus he's worked with the Squirrel Nut Zippers, the Handsome Family, and his own group, Andrew Bird's Bowl of Fire. He does scores for film and television, like Baskets and Lynn Shelton's Outside In, her movie before the movie I was in. His new album is called Hark, and I got to be honest with you, I did not know a lot about him. I didn't know his music. I certainly didn't know he'd been around this long. I kind of knew the Squirrel Nut Zippers. I didn't know him. But the way I came to him was I knew that Lynn, the woman I was in love with and seeing when she passed away in May, who was living here at the house, she loved Andrew Bird. She loved him. And she was so thrilled that he scored her film Outside In with Jay Duplass and Edie Falco, which is a great movie. But I just knew she had this reverence for this guy. And I'd listened to a little bit of it, but I never got sunk in. I never really dug in. And oddly, because I did not know how close he and Lynn were, this intro starts in a sad way, because when you were there when somebody passes away, it's sort of on you to do that first wave of informing people. You know, you can delegate that to family members and stuff, you know, which you do, but you do want to reach out to a few people to begin spreading the word that someone they loved or knew or has passed away. And, you know, I put together an email and sent it, and I had access at that time to some of her email lists, or to her friends. And And I sent out this email, and he was one of the people that received that initial dispatch the day, I guess, the morning after she passed away. And I talked to him a bit about it. They didn't know each other that well, but she was so thrilled that he agreed to do her movie. And since then, I've sort of dug in a bit because I got the opportunity to talk to him, and I wanted to talk to him about that, obviously, but I wanted to talk to him about, a lot of stuff I didn't even know about. And as I got into it, I realized, like, this guy's a fucking wizard, and a truly gifted person. And I had no idea about him until, a month or weeks before I talked to him. And it was kind of a thrill to talk to him because I was told after the fact, Flanagan, from Largo fame, he was like, did he talk? Flanagan will do that to me sometimes because he knows all the musicians because they all come through there, where they used to when we could do that. And I didn't realize he was one of those people that might be difficult, but he talked. So I did. I was able to engage Andrew Bird in a nice, broad discussion about things, himself, music stuff, Lynn. So that's who's on the show today. And if you listen to this show to put yourself in a better mood, that's great. But I know it's just a quick fix, folks. You might need help beyond what I can provide. If you think you may be depressed or you're feeling overwhelmed or anxious, BetterHelp Online Counseling offers licensed professional therapists who are trained to listen and to help for anxiety, loss, depression, relationship conflicts, anger, self-esteem, and more. It's simple. You fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs and then get matched with a counselor in under 48 hours. And you can easily schedule secure video or phone sessions, plus exchange unlimited messages to communicate with your therapist at your convenience. Everything you share is confidential. You can request a new therapist at any time at no additional charge. Join the 1 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp counselor. Believe me, it helps to talk things through. I know it's helped me. BetterHelp is an affordable option, and WTF listeners get 10% off your first month with the discount code WTF. Get started today at betterhelp.com/WTF. Talk to a therapist online and get help. I was feeling very good for maybe a week or two. Like I felt like I was coming through something. I felt like I was integrating whatever's been happening over the last, 7, 8 months. Since lockdown, since Lynn's death, and I thought that the spiritual and psychological and emotional abacus that, the beads were lining up, things were leveling off, the equations were coming out okay, I was coming out whole. I thought that was happening. And I'm sure it was. But you always hear about the waves, the waves of grief, and I don't know what it was. But the other night, I was driving out to set for a night shoot, and it was just me in the car, listening to music and driving out to the set. And I just was overwhelmed with this sadness. And I guess, I don't remember who I was talking to, is that, the sort of difference between sadness and sorrow. And the manifestations of grief are what they are. It comes in waves. And obviously, I'm far away from that day when I sent Andrew Bird that email, and the trauma of that and the shock of that. And I know loss is part of everyone's life after a certain point. But how that sorrow informs you and your being from that point on, or how you see life from that point on, or how you see loss, all of it, it redefines you somehow. It makes you more whole in a way. That the loss actually makes you more whole as a person for having experienced it. I don't know if that makes sense. But then when you get right down to it, I just miss her. And I miss everything about her. And when your brain gets into that place, you just got to let it happen. I don't need to push those memories aside. All of it, And I just let the sadness happen. It's okay. And I use it. I'll use it. I can live in it when I want to. But there's no reason to turn it off. There's no reason to turn it off. Those are the feelings. That is what life is. Joy, sorrow, fear. So I got to act the other day with Stephen Root and Allison Janney, powerhouses, and Andrea Riceborough. I was right there in this like little triangle. It's me, Andrea, and Allison Janney in this one very intense scene. And Allison was full tilt, man. And Andrea was full tilt. And I was like, oh my God. I was like hanging on for dear life in the acting zone. But it's pretty great. It's pretty great. Scary day. A lot of extras. But everyone was tested. And I guess we'll see. But it is, I'm excited to see this fucking movie. I think I'm doing good work. I think I am. I'm definitely not being self-conscious. I'll tell you that right now. So I was going to get Buster a cat because I was thinking about getting a kitten. And I don't know. I don't know if I really want to deal with a kitten because I think me and Buster, because it was me and the old cats and Buster for so long, and he was sort of on the outside, we're still sort of bonding, and he's sort of becoming a different cat, and we're getting along in a different way. And I know this sounds ridiculous, but the relationship is deepening. And the only reason I would get a kitten that I've decided I would name Mingus is for Buster. But I don't even know if Buster would get that kitten and just beat the shit out of it all day long. So now, do I want to deal for months with a frightened kitten until it gets big enough to hold its own with the fucking bruiser in there? Or do I just want to ride it out for a while and keep getting to know Buster better and letting him relax? I don't know. These are the big problems, folks. Not getting COVID and deciding whether or not Buster needs a friend. Luxury fucking problems, people. I want to take a minute here to tell you about Zelle. Zelle is a fast and easy way to send the gift of money to your friends and family this holiday season because, let's face it, nobody wants another ugly Christmas sweater. If the person you're sending money to has a bank account in the U.S. and is already enrolled with Zelle, they'll get the money directly into their account, typically in minutes. So you won't have to worry about waiting for the transfer. This has been a crazy year, people. Why not use Zelle to send money to show gratitude or encouragement to a friend or family member that has had it particularly tough? Maybe you want to send a little something extra to your yoga teacher after that much-needed online yoga class. Show your appreciation by sending money through Zelle. Chances are you already have Zelle. Just open up your banking app and look for it. It's in the banking app of hundreds of banks and credit unions nationwide. I remember the days when I had to get out my checkbook and send money through the mail whenever I wanted to pay somebody. Those days are over, and Zelle helps keep them in the rear view. Look for Zelle in your banking app today. All right? Okay. So, as I said before, Andrew Bird has a lot of stuff, done a lot of stuff, but he's actually has a holiday album out. And it's a holiday album in a very Andrew Bird kind of way. It's called Hark. You can get it at andrewbird.net and digital media platforms. And this is me talking to Andrew Bird. Nice to meet you, Andrew.
Good to meet you, Mark. Sorry we couldn't do this in person. I was looking forward to that.
I know. Did you freak out or did I freak out? Who freaked out? What happened?
I think I freaked out. I was just feeling the doom. I was feeling it, closing in from all sides.
I feel that. I feel that every day. But oddly, I felt it before COVID. So, I was ahead of the curve on that.
Yeah.
You just felt like you didn't want to go out anywhere. I understood it.
Yeah. I just thought if we're both in the same room together and one of us has it, the chances are the other one would walk out with it too.
That's right. Well, I just got tested today. I'm going to be getting tested every other day now because I'm going to do a job. Do you get tested? How crazy are you about it?
I mean, when I was doing Fargo, I was getting tested every 2 days. Now I'm once a week or once every 2 weeks.
That's right. You were in the last season of Fargo? Mm-hmm. I haven't been on a set yet.
It was one of the first ones because it got shut down in March, and then we came back in September.
Uh-huh.
And it was one of